Hello, and thank you for tuning in. You are tuned in to The Encourager, and my name is Nehru. Happy afternoon, Tuesday afternoon. Today is 10:22. I hope you're doing well. We are going to continue our journey through What's My Aura by Mystic Michelle. We are getting into the career aspect of what's your aura, okay? And so identifying your aura in a different way. And so again, with those of you who resonate with the timeline that I speak on, that I do collective readings on, that I'm sharing information on, those of you that resonate with that timeline, there is a promise that is on its way to us. Okay? And again, you can't claim this if you haven't done the work. I remember I thought I was going to be okay without turning the air conditioner on, but it's a little too warm today to go that route. So, so yeah, and that might have something to do with the day. I mean, just in general, the day is hot. You know what I mean? So I am extremely excited and about what's on its way to us, Soul Tribe. We have waited a long time for this. Okay, many of us are on 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 7, 8. The majority, maybe, of who I'm speaking to, we're on 7, 8, 9, 10 lifetime, 10th lifetime here. So we've waited a long time. We've fought long and hard for this. I posted something on Facebook in response to a post. It was an encouraging one. I don't even remember what it was, what the words were, but it spoke to utilizing our resources for good and not evil. And normally I like to just put, if I respond to anything like that, I like to just put a 1 or 2 line statement or something. But in this case, I wanted to give a lot of examples because of the question. I'm sorry, it wasn't about that. It was a question. It just came back to me. There might be something about someone's name starts with a B and the number's 169. Okay, so of course that makes 16. That's 8, 8. That's several other different combinations, but synchronistically it's also 4, 4, right? 4 times 4. Yeah, B or 169. Okay. So yeah, just good vibrate, doop doop, exaltation, good vibrations, and confirmation burp. And I know that is just if for no one else, I am doing it for myself and for the collective. I am just wallowing in the feeling of what it's like to be in what is coming towards us. And I don't mean that in a sexual way. Some of us might be feeling sexually deprived at this time, for those of us who are celibate like myself. So I don't feel deprived in that way. But so when we're going through life and things are lining up as they are right now, even with the synchronicity and going through this book, okay? So again, many of us resonate with, or on this channel, many of you resonate with a divine union coming towards you, whether that's the twin flame or divine counterpart, okay, or a high level soul being, okay. you resonate with that journey at this point in time in your life. 5:05 on the timer. And so, yeah, so let's go ahead and get into careers. Also, I feel like I kind of shorted us on the video about, and I literally thought it as soon as I pressed stop on the video timer, but I saw it was getting to 48 minutes, and so I was really hesitant to re-record it, okay, or put a part 2 or what have you. But about how can we be sure our healing work is working, okay, right? And so as soon as I press stop, I think it's at 48 minutes or something like that, 49 minutes or something. As soon as I was like, there was so much to share, because immediately other things started boop, 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 boop. So yeah, so I'll be sharing more about that, I'm sure, at some point here in the near future. In the near future. So let's go ahead and begin. Again, thank you so much, Soul Tribe Collective, for being a part of the channel. My name is Nehru. I don't know if I said that. And this is Esoteric Guidance. You were born to express yourself in your most authentic way possible. And again, we're talking about auras, money, and careers at this point. We're in chapter 8 in the year of 8. Okay? All right. So, way possible. And one way to do that is through your career. When you understand your aura and your unique energetic motivations, strengths, and ways of doing things that make sense to you, you can choose, and that makes sense to you because that's going to speak to you. So we're talking about divine sense, not common sense. Divine sense is common amongst us, but most are sleepwalking. Okay? So it's not common to them, as they are unaware. Okay? The 2-year-old isn't aware of a driver's license that's going to be beneficial to them at some point in the future. They're not aware of that yet because of their immaturity. Okay? Work becomes a beautiful expression of your individual energy. You feel assured in life. Money is energy too. An energy that that represents gratitude, value, self-worth, and above all, a way to continue living a life that serves you and others. Okay? On the farm, in the city, RV or mansion, whatever you choose to do, money on earth provides a way to do that. Financial resources on earth. Okay? Which is the currency of the earth, okay? As faith is the currency of the esoteric, faith. Okay? When you view money as a result of how well you are living your most authentic energy, this is part of the reason why bulk of us are going to be receiving inheritances spiritually or naturally or both here in the next soon. There's a cycle of us that are being escalated through, right? We're on the escalator. There's a group of us at this point in time in this season that is that, okay? Mine could be this season or next season, it doesn't matter. I'm going to rejoice with you in your season whenever your season arrives, even if that's not my season. Okay? You should rejoice with those who rejoice. Okay. The more you do, the more you do what you came here to do, based on your unique auric imprint, the more you learn or lean into more you lean into your unique energy, the more you will be attracting energy in the form of professional and financial abundance. Again, the feeling of, it was 10:17 on the video timer, the 117, okay? Or the number 9 might be significant for your journey, or November 7th, or July 11th, or those numbers for any other reason. In this chapter, we will uncover these connections between what you do regarding work and finances and who you truly are. Sounds like a type of marriage, right? What your aura says about you. Each aura values money in a unique way and has different views of what a successful career looks like for them. Okay? In that video earlier, I grabbed one of my journals and showed, went to the page in the first journal, in that journal list. It's available on the channel if you're interested in listening to any other part of my journey other than right now, currently, right, and videos that are being posted moving forward. But I got that one of those journals and went to the page during one of those videos this morning where the prophet met me in the store and told me he was, and I shouldn't say prophet because I really don't know his rank. We quickly say prophet because it adds flair, which isn't why I did it because that's what he said he was. And then even in the book I crossed it out and put guy, right, because as I began to awaken and all of that, I began to realize, okay, so I just began to see some things. So anyway, and he is more than that, obviously. One thing he told me, he said, towards the end of him speaking to me and Judy in the grocery store, he said, something like, if you need to hear from me again, I'll be around, or when you need to hear from me again, I'll show up, or something like, yes, he used the word show up. When you need to hear from me again, I'll show up, or something like that, right? And so it was 13:13 on the timer, okay, on the video timer. So, yeah, all right. So what he mentioned was, he said, my mind goes in 50 different directions when and I think part of it's part of the excitement with, like, everything's like the water's running faster. Yeah, that's exactly, yeah, that's a good way. The water's running faster because there's not much of a hindrance. So the dam, you see that, right? So here comes the water. Here comes the water. That sounds like a deep Southern Baptist song. So here comes the water. So anyway, he told me to open up multiple checking accounts. Okay, that was one of the things that he told me to do. Okay, that prophet. He said, because I was going to need them. He told me that someone was going to be buying me a vehicle. Judy was standing there. It was 14:41. So 13:13 and now 14:41 when I look back over at the video timer. So he said, someone's going to buy you a vehicle. He said, that it was going to be an escalade. And if that's the case, that's great. I'm thankful and wonderful, but I am only one person. And so a two-door something that's a bit more efficient would do just fine. So yeah, so confirmation with this. Okay. I'm a fan of imports. So red aura, the universe knows that. Red aura, okay? So for your red aura, enjoy being in control in a career and welcome the challenges and responsibilities that accompany that position. Red auras often prefer strong leadership positions in which they can facilitate team building, healthy competition and growth. They feel very strongly about respect, both receiving it and giving it. Red auras are very fair and don't shirk. It's a word to remember. Shirk uncomfortable parts of managing others, such as redirecting or giving constructive criticism. They make the more difficult decisions with their own moral compass. Okay, so red auras, that's good. Tapping into your own red compass. And systems of logic, and expect them to be tested. They are often drawn to positions such as firefighters, police officers, and service people. Okay? For red auras, money is about function. They welcome it to further their ability to grow the teams and brands they put their heart into. One of the things that I wrote down, I think the only thing, let me check and see. I think the only thing I wrote down today in this notebook today is something about brands. Yep, here we go. Okay, the only thing, see, look. I say see, look like it's right here in front of me. See, look. Okay. Okay. Oh, that reminds me to mention some synchronicities from yesterday. Okay. Maybe I'll save those. Never mind. I'll save those for another collective reading. Okay. So, 1022, brand is mentioned. Brand, your brand, your reputation, your aura, your vibe. Okay. Your energy. And your inner G. Okay. Where are we at here? Receiving abundance feels better when it is hard won. And red auras must be careful not to dismiss more easily earned abundance. For a red aura, legacy is important. They want something to embody the hard work they've put in and carry it on past their own lives. Again, I mentioned the cardiologist. I think in the earlier video, there was a cardiologist in Florida who was my highest W-2 tax client when I had my tax and accounting firm in Florida. Or firm sounds all highfalutin. But I was a one-man show outside of tax season. There's another U-Haul truck, and it's just another reminder. So this one I will share. I was going to save it for the next collective read. So yesterday, I leave out and go for my morning walk. I leave out, and there's a U-Haul parked at the house on the corner that's just two houses, But on the other side of the street from where I am, there's a U-Haul parked there. Okay? Earlier this month, the house next door to there, so one closer to where I am, the one directly catty corner from where I am, to where I am, is for sale. Okay? All right? They moved out this month. The house 2 houses down from here, on the same side of the street, on the corner, across from the one where the U-Haul was yesterday, that house was on for sale, put up for sale probably 2 months ago, and it sold this month, and if not the end of last month, maybe the end of last month it sold. Okay, so there's definitely something about moving. So then I not only did I see that U-Haul truck, I'm walking down the street and I get to the store, leave the store, there's another U-Haul truck. Walking down the street, I see another U-Haul. So I see 3 U-Haul trucks in a matter of 40 minutes. Within 5 blocks of each other. Okay? Not a main street here. This is a residential road. Okay? U-Haul, moving, relocating, energy. For red ore, legacy is important. Okay. Therefore, they are as protective of the position they hold as they are of the people in their lives they feel responsible for. A red aura knows that they are going to have to make the tough decisions, probably because they feel no one else will, and they prefer that to being at the whim of others' choices. Okay, and so red auras, obviously, you have to watch micromanaging and overextending, and I'm surprised she didn't mention that, but you have to be careful of that, right? Nobody likes a micromanager. Okay? People like for you to show them what you want them to do, and then for you to let them be free to do that thing. Even if they do not believe that they can accomplish it the way you did it, that's what people generally like to do. Show me how to do it, and then set me free to attempt to do it the way that you taught me or the way that I interpreted it. Okay? Generally, people do not like hovercrafts when it comes to management. The hovering spirit, they don't like that. Okay? Blue auras. Blue auras are drawn to help and heal others in this lifetime, and a career is often looked at as a way to further this goal rather than to earn credit or money. Okay? And so for every aura, for every being here on this planet, again, I'm definitely liking the words. I heard this. We are in this form, in this flesh form on this planet called human beings. Okay? Not human doings. So what does that mean? That's what it means to be in his rest. What does it mean to be in his rest? Okay? That means you physically work, you physically do here, go there, errands, interact, you interact with not errands, right? Maybe errands significant for your journey. So anyway, right? But in his rest, what does in his rest mean? Okay? And we've all jumped in and out of Most High's rest, okay? There is plenty of times when Most High was like, take your ass to bed and lay down because I'm tired of you coming out that bedroom, right? Most High is, we've all been there. All been there, okay? And so with that, my third eye just, right? We've all been there, okay? Even Yeshua. So with that, we create a better flow. Again, I'm reminded of the flow, reminded of the water. We are the ones who control that faucet, people. We are the ones who control that. Divine masculines, divine feminines. We are the ones, healers. We are the ones, earth angels. We control the faucet. I was going to say prophet. We control that too. We control the prophet faucet, faucet prophet. We control that. And when I say that, I mean our own. Okay? Don't be reaching your hand across the sink trying to control somebody else's, walking across the bathroom or whatever to try to go and mess with somebody else's faucet. No, your own faucet. Your own faucet. And you do that, you control it with your faith. Okay? With your adherence to yours, not religiously. Okay? Because religion is confining. What does religion do? Religion has a whole bullshit list of things you cannot do. Supposedly. All of which is being done in the church. They got the laws. They passed the votes. They elected the official. Right? So, yeah. Okay. So much like me, Blue Auras, money is a tool, and that's good that you see it that way. Money is a tool, and I think I mentioned it about the red ore too. Money is a tool to be used for the advancement and the betterment of this place. And that betterment means investing into your own family. In fact, that's the number one way. And aside from yourself, that's parallel when you have it's a married family. I'm not talking about there's an RV pulling a car. There's an RV pulling a car. There's an RV pulling a car. Well, we're moving on up. It's time to take off. I know something you don't know. Well, one person other than no, that's not true. Yeah. Blue auras are often drawn to teaching, nursing, and therapy, but also can find fulfillment managing a busy office or stepping in to make a space run smoothly and easing the burdens of others. Okay? Blue auras need to learn that money can create a context in which their helpful work can not only continue but also be easier to facilitate in their own lives. Blue auras can feel burned out and overlooked in their jobs, and because of that, they can feel as if they are to be blamed. Learning how to receive gratitude is the necessary journey a blue aura must take. Okay? And so, again, like I always say, all of us deal with a little bit of these, just like all of us have all 12 zodiac signs in our chart. It's just a matter of which energies are dominant at the moment of your physical birthing. Right? But again, using myself as an example, I've always been business minded. I've always been entrepreneurial minded. I remember when I was a kid, I've said this many times, when we were in Illinois, we would go to Chicago for various things. Sometimes there were school field trips to the zoo or the museum, and it's so funny to say Brookfield Zoo now. Like, that just immediately takes me back to elementary school, just to say Brookfield Zoo. Or the Museum of Science and Industry. Like, it immediately takes me, and I remember, I think they're on the same street. I haven't been on that street since I was probably 7 or 8 years old or something. I think they're still on the same street. So yeah, so always business minded. Okay, but going to Chicago, I would always wonder, wow, look at that building, look at that skyscraper, look at this, look at that. It is amazing. I wonder what business runs in there. How do they run this business? I always use the Sears Tower as an example. Today I know that there are hundreds of businesses in that building. But back then, of course, as a kid, I didn't know that. But if we would pass by it, or on a field trip, I remember going to the Sears Tower on a field trip and just thinking, wow, what does it take to run a business to get it this big? You know, I just remember just thinking, it was 31:31 on the timer. Just, wow, you know? And so I've always been business minded. I always knew that one day I would own multiple businesses. I knew that one day, I didn't know what they were or whatever. I've always been business minded. You know, I accepted the assistant manager's position at the age of 19 at the movie theater. Why? Because it was management, and it gave me more of an overall business feel about bank deposits and scheduling the employees. And I've always, that's in my DNA. That's always been a part of my makeup, is business ownership. So for me, claustrophobia, I dealt with a little bit of that as a kid. Claustrophobia is a mandatory 9-to-5 job. Okay? Because that doesn't fit my aura. That doesn't fit my energy. I need to be free, and entrepreneurship provides that freedom. Today I will choose to work. Today I choose not to work. On whatever. Okay? Today I choose to go golfing in the morning, and then I'll do some paperwork in the afternoon. Oh, I have a divine appointment. Most High said I need to go to such and such and such a place. And I go there, confirmation with this boom, and I go there, and it's a divine appointment. Okay? I need to be free to do those things, because that's why I am here. Okay? And so I have learned a lot about what fits me for my aura, how I view money. Again, that is a tool. That is a tool. Again, nonprofits and churches should not have hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank. There's no reason for a pastor to have a jet unless he sincerely earned that on a W-2 salary from the church and nothing above that. If that's the case, fine. And he's paying his taxes, or she's paying her taxes. Okay? But that should never be the case, because the need is far too great today for nonprofits to be sitting there with bankrolls. Okay? Yellow auras. In a world of chaos and disorder, the yellow aura feels compelled to step in and create flow. Your auras enjoy using their natural skills of organization in their careers. They prefer working alone. In jobs where leadership and teamwork are required, they tend to lean on the tools they create, such as flowcharts or schedules, to outsource their ideas and make everyone self-sufficient. So I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses. Okay? My strengths, well, yeah, I know a good portion of them. Okay? You discover more about yourself, especially when you start to open up your spiritual eye. Yeah, you discover some things about yourself. Okay? And they just start being revealed to you, good or otherwise. So there are things that I know that I am pretty good at, I will say. Okay, again, I'm definitely not one to be tooting my own horn. I'm not that person. And I hope you sense that from the videos and from my transparency. So I am a huge empath, and because I am a big empath, the one-on-one interaction is extremely important to me, even in a business environment. Okay, 38:33 on the timer. So, by the way, 11:33 is, I'm seeing that number a lot here in the last couple of days, last day and a half or so. 11:33. Okay. But again, that's still 13:13. So, and I've realized that I have some pretty good people skills. Okay. I've come to realize that is one of my stars. Okay, is my ability to relate and to interact with energetically and communicatively with the individual that I am across the table from or standing next to. Like, that is a big strength of mine. Okay. And again, being an empath, I mentioned that because being an empath helps tremendously with that, because if you're an empath, you're able to hear things that they're not necessarily saying. Okay? And I'm not talking about from a psychological or from a psychologist or psychiatrist point of view. I'm talking about from a spiritual standpoint. Okay? Trust me, a psychologist or psychiatrist that is not awakened has no idea what your aura is, how it is, and how it affects you. They have no clue. And if they do, they're not sharing that information with you because they want you to continue to come back. Most likely. Okay? So yellow auras. Yellow auras, they often work in management or as directors or as solo entrepreneurs tasked with complicated projects that require a lot of focus. Okay? And again, that's more along the lines of how I function. When placed in a team, that's awesome and great, and yeah, that's not an issue for me. I don't generally take a leadership role unless I'm asked to. Generally, unless obviously it's a dire situation or something, of course. But generally speaking, I'm not. It's not that I'm not eager to lead. It's give somebody else an opportunity. You know, it's that kind of mentality. Okay. Yellow auras have no problem receiving money. However, they often find multiple ways to send it out in the world as soon as they get it, because they are astutely able to foresee the connections to be made in their networks. Excuse me, confirmation. So there's something about networking. Confirmation, BNI, Business Networking International. If you are a business owner just starting out, that is a wonderful place to start. 40/40 on the video timer, okay? So if you are a small business owner and you could be an attorney, you could be a dentist, you could be a drywall installer, you could be, let me see, an accountant, obviously. You could be in any occupation. I was just trying to be specific about what occupations would be most advantageous. If you could be a realtor, you could be, if you find, it might be hard to find a chapter that doesn't have a realtor, because that's a very common occupation. And so those seats typically fill up rather quickly. There's only one seat per profession. So in each chapter of BNI, you will only find one accountant, one plumber, one network marketer, one person who handles POS systems, you'll only have one of each of those. Okay, so you don't have to worry about someone else beating you out for whatever job or recommendation or referral. Okay. But that might be something that you want to look into if you're looking to launch a business and looking to network. Okay. I would prefer BNI. I prefer BNI over local business chapters, because your local or business chambers, because those tend to be more like cocktail parties, whereas BNI has a criteria and there's accountability. Okay. And again, BNI, so I'm going to give you an example of what BNI can do for you. Okay? And again, this is an unpaid spokesperson's testimony. Okay? So I joined BNI in 2019, or 18, excuse me. In 2018, I had left after my transplant, I got hired on 30 days after the transplant, actually. Maybe a little longer than about 30 days, maybe a little longer. Hired on at a company I interviewed for in February before my transplant. They did not know I was a dialysis patient, because that's not something I wore on my sleeve. You'll never see me with a handicap sticker in my window. Like I'm never, or a disabled veterans tag. Like I'm never gonna do that, because that doesn't depict who I am. I'm not a disabled veteran. I'm a strong ass fucking soldier who served 8 years. I just happen to have a kidney transplant and be 60% disabled according to the military's medical exams or whatever, right? So I don't put my energy towards any of that. Okay. When I got my DUI in I don't own it. When I got that DUI in 2006, and that might be something to think about, the way that you word things. Don't own something that doesn't belong to you. It was 4404 when I looked at the video timer just now. So don't own something that doesn't belong to you, right? And so when I had to go to AA meetings for a little while in 2006, and again, that was during my hiatus from Most High. I was angry, upset, and frustrated about a lot of things, and Most High was letting me know that was not going to fly. I was not going to be able to just walk away, right? And so so that DUI, of course, and I lose my train of thought. That happens often. I may need to get like ginkgo biloba or something. I literally just lost that. Oh yeah, so BNI. So I started the company in August. First client, yes, August of 2018 was my first client. Okay, I started the company prior to that. But my first client was 2018 August. I joined BNI in December, okay, or November, maybe November. In 2018 or 19, through this business networking system, I by myself, I alone, because I didn't have any help the first year because I didn't know anyone and I didn't trust anyone with my clients' information. I received was it 35? No. Like 67 or something. Yeah, it was something crazy, like 67 or something. 67 referrals through BNI. My first tax season as a business owner in 2019. It was insane. The phone was ringing. It was beautiful, but this phone was ringing off the hook. I had 2:30, 3 o'clock day, or maybe not quite 3 o'clock. I was passed out by then. 2 o'clock morning days during tax season, which obviously is it's par for the course. But just to share with you all how beneficial that network can be for your business and your profitability. Okay, everything's about money today. Everything's about profitability, managing it, making room to receive more. So if you only have one checking account and you don't have a savings account, you need to get a savings account, maybe even open up another checking account. You might need to look into opening up an investment account. You don't have to put anything in it today, okay? Whether that's stocks or municipal, but you need to do something. You need to look into something, because we're talking about laying a financial foundation, not just for your retirement years and for you to enjoy while you are still here physically, but we're talking about down the road. Don't be like Bill Clinton. Might be something about Bill Clinton. I don't know. I hope he's doing well physically. I hope he's doing well. Everybody talks about, I'm going on a rabbit trail, so I'm sorry. Yeah, everybody talks about who the GOAT is and all of that about basketball. And it's talked about in basketball more than any other sport. And I wonder why that is. Why is that? I don't even think that would be the case if not for LeBron. You know what I mean? Because before he came along, I think the general consensus, and the general consensus might still be that it's Michael Jordan. But what about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? What about Kareem? What about number 33? What about 33? As it's 49:33 during the time that I was looking at the clock. So Sending strength to him. I feel he's a good one. He's a good one. What do I mean? His heart, his generosity, his sincerity, his softness. Okay? Even when he was young. Okay? You could just see it and feel it, right? His energy, right? And I remember reading something years ago about him getting into yoga with Bruce Lee and meditating and all of that sort of thing. And it's you can see it. So yeah, I really do think that he is the only argument against Michael for being the NBA's GOAT. When you look at everything, and when you look at everything, it's Kareem. From the if you look at everything from the beginning, it's undeniable. From high school championships to 3 NCAA championships in a row. Okay? The most successful collegiate player ever in basketball. Then into the pros with 6 championships. NBA scoring leader for, I don't know, 38 years or however long it was, right? To me, he is the all-time, if there ever was one, and that's not Michael. Okay? And I'm a Mamba man through and through. But I'm just like him. You give respect where respect is due. Okay? So, as we finish up here, right? So, think about what you're doing to get yourself ready for the abundance. Even if you're not spiritual, I can't imagine someone not being spiritual and being interested in anything that I'm saying on this channel for more than 2 minutes, because it wouldn't make sense when I start talking about portals and divine masculines and divine feminines and auras and chakras and like all of that sort of thing. So I assume that most of us are interested in spirituality, even if you're karmic. You're interested in spirituality and you just do dark divination. So you are interested in spirituality. You just do the dark side. 53 minutes exactly on the timing. Okay? So what are you doing to ready yourself for the next blessing? Not just money, not just monetarily. What are you doing to align yourself up for the next blessing that you are believing the universe for, highest divine white light for, your ancestors for? What are you doing to set yourself up to receive that? What are you doing today? Okay? We should answer that question within ourselves today. Right? So thank you so much again, Soul Tribe Collective, for tuning in. My name is Nehru. This is Esoteric Guidance, here to help us all become our highest, purest, truest version of ourselves possible. And we do that through living an authentic life, one that is unapologetic and unashamed, and one that is, when functioning in its light and in its healed energy, one that can then heal others. Healed ones heal one. Okay? Just like each one feed one, each one teach one, each one lead one, each one read one, each one see one, each one give one, each one lend one. Did I say bless? Each one bless one? If I did, there's something about a double portion blessing. Okay? So enjoy the rest of your day, or if it's not today on 11/20 or on 11/22. I said 11/22. Okay, so if so if or if you're listening to this after 10/22. Okay, wherever you find yourself, I hope you are doing well and you are on your way. As always, be encouraged.